Well, good morning, everybody. This is Ed Froelich from The First Time Gardener. Welcome to another episode of a walk through the garden. Just want to let you know kind of what our fall into winter garden is looking like right at these days. So we're going to do a quick walkthrough. Basically going to show you my onions that I planted. They're doing well. I wanted to show them to you and just show you what's buttoning up in the garden today. So our collards are doing really well. We've been eating on them quite a bit. They're doing really well. I had no luck with the spinach, but there's our kale. And our kale has been growing wild. I've been giving it away to a lot of people that like kale. We only have a couple kale recipes that we use kale for, but hey, whenever I can, I try to be generous and give it away to people that actually use it for juicing and stuff like that for health benefits. So that's doing well. And these two will probably continue all the way through till early summer before we rip those out. And then here's our onions. If you remember, we planted those from Dixondale onion starts that we got. Like I said, they weren't looking too good. When I got them in the package, I wasn't too happy with them, but they're starting to actually progress now and doing pretty good. We're going to put some nitrogen fertilizer down because we want as much. This is in our growing phase, which we call our vegetation growth. So you want as many of these leaves as you can, because of each one of these leaves that come up, it forms a ring on your onion. That's what makes your onions bigger. So now until it becomes to the bulbing stage, you want to give it as much nitrogen as you can. And then on the flip side, once you see it start to bulbing, you want to stop the nitrogen and you want to put phosphate. Now I've already amended the soil with bone meal before we planted it, so there should be plenty of bone meal to last through another couple months of growth. We might give it another shot of phosphorus, a heavy shot of phosphorus, and I'll probably do in between the rows and turn it into the ground. And I'll probably do that in a month and a half from now, because the bone meal that we put in the ground originally takes about 3 months total to dissipate and become neutral again. So we got to do a little weeding here today. The weeds are starting to come up. Onions do not like competition, so we want to get rid of the weeds. So they're doing pretty good. I'm happy with the results so far. We're going to see how big the bulbs come. Now we planted 124 of these, and to begin with, I think I lost 3 or 4 here on this front edge. And some of these were the tiny little ones. They're struggling to get started, but looks like they're starting to catch a hold now. All right, and then I just turned up. This is where I had some green beans and stuff. We just turned this garden in. We're going to let the soil sit a little bit. I'm still planning my garden out, so I don't know what exactly I'm going to plant in here yet. Still thinking on that one. Potatoes, golden potatoes, they're doing really well. I've got I'm not sure what this is. It's one of the seeds that dropped. I'm thinking it's collard greens, but I'm not sure. That just happened to come up. And here's our 1 clove of garlic that's experimental. I just had a clove of garlic left over, and I stuck it in the ground, and it's actually growing really well. But all talks is that garlic doesn't do well in Florida because of we just don't have enough cold weather. Their only suggestion for garlic here is elephant garlic. They say hard neck garlic, it won't grow at all. This is a soft neck garlic, I believe. I'm not even sure, because I bought it from the store and it's one we had left over, so I'm not really sure. So we're just seeing how that bulbs. If nothing else, if it doesn't bulb, we'll still get to use it in a dish. We'll just chop it up and you'll still get the garlic flavor. We might just not get the bulb, but we're gonna see. So winding down Over here, these are all red potatoes. These two here are going to be ready to harvest here pretty quick, along with that one over there. You can see the leaves are dying. It's getting like a sickly looking, so that's an indication that that plant is pretty well done growing. So that's the potato scene. So we've got some more potatoes growing here. These are red potatoes that I planted not too long ago. So we've got these here as well. So and I got a lot of plans for the garden coming up here. I'm going to try to make a section that I'm going to wire off for blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. And I say wire off because I don't want the birds to, I don't mind sharing my stuff, but I don't want the birds to take everything. But that's that's in the future. We're looking into that. So here's our brassicas. They're pretty much at the end. I'm just letting these grow because we're getting a lot of these shoots over here, and they've been doing pretty good. Like you can see all the shoots we're getting. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's just 14 off of those 3 plants. And they're shooting out quite a bit yet still. So we're going to leave them. We're going to leave them until they just look like they've gone to no production of them, and then we're going to rip them out and get this bed ready for planting again. I know you're not supposed to repetitiously plant, but I'm probably going to plant broccoli in here again. But I'm going to mend the soil a lot. I got to mend it a lot in order to regrow the brassicas in the same area. So we're gonna try that. And then local sheriff going by. And then here is, this is a cabbage plant. Now this is a cabbage plant that we already harvested, and we let it grow because somebody that I watched, they were able to get 2 or 3 extra heads out of there. So that has really come a long way. So, and I think like right there and right there and right there are going to be areas where they're going to form another head. Now they're probably not going to get as big as the original head. They're probably just going to get small, but hey, cabbage is cabbage. If you can get 3 off that plant, that's enough for dinner, even if they're the size of a baseball. So I'm just experimenting. And here is another one that we harvested that's starting to grow just like that one. This one here we harvested, and it just totally died. It didn't come back, so that one's dead. This is a nice head of cabbage we had, and the squirrels just got into it and eating it, and all of a sudden now it's growing another head from the center. So I'm going to just let that grow. I might be able to get something out of there. And that's our last head of cabbage that we've got in the garden from our original planting. And then here is where we had our cauliflower and extra cabbage. Cauliflower did really well for us. We got another one that's coming in here. I'm gonna have to pick that soon because it looks like it's starting to open and flower. But that looks pretty good there. That's our last one in this bed. I have another one growing. It's the last one over in another bed. We're gonna let that go. So as soon as I harvest this one here, probably gonna clean this up. For the most part, I do have another cabbage that we harvested that's regrowing again there. This was an experiment. We harvested cauliflower. I was trying to see if it would grow back like the cabbage does, but so far I haven't seen any new side shoots coming. So probably just gonna rip this up. And then I gotta decide what I'm gonna do. That's our experimental sweet potatoes that I'm doing an experiment on, where I told you I mounded the nodes up with soil, and then I cut the lead line, the lead branch off, and so those are now all individual plants. So we're going to see if anything grows from them, and I'm not going to keep them. I'm going to regrow some new sweet potatoes, even if they do produce, because I want to do something with this bed here for spring, and I'm not sure what's going in here. Like I said, I'm still planning out my garden. All right, let's take you over to the buckets. This is my bucket garden that I've got going right now. So I put in a bucket first. These are snap peas. Now I remind you, this is December 29th, so it's cold, and they're cold tolerant. But here I have my first snap pea, so we're letting that grow. You can see I've got some flowers coming on here. Then I have one growing in a smaller container, and I'm just experimenting with this to see how they taste, because I have a large packet of these seeds. So if these taste pretty good for spring, I'm going to plant a whole bunch of them. I'm going to do a whole row of green beans and a whole row of snap peas. So we'll see how they do. And then I planted some more red potatoes in this bucket. These are yellow or golden potatoes on these 3 buckets here. So they're doing really well. These have just exploded over the past week. Last week they were just breaking through the ground. Now they've all come up. I planted 3 in each bucket, and all 3 in both of these buckets have come up. And these have been growing for a while. So they still got another probably 2 months, and they'll be ready. And I did them in buckets now because it's getting late in the season. And if we do end up getting a hard freeze, I can take these buckets and stick them in the garage for a day or two till our freeze is over, and then put them back out. That's why I started them in buckets this late in the year. All right, and then let's go over. We have a section for carrots. Now this half over here is our original carrots that I transplanted, and they're still going good. And you can see this one, they're all growing on top of the ground. Get these weeds from around here. You can see this one is growing funky, but they taste good and they eat well. They're just growing funky. So because they're funky and I transplanted them, I sowed these 2. There's 2 rows here, and they're the Bolero carrots, same as I grew over there, and I put them in singular, and you can see the taproots are starting to grow. And I'm hoping that these are going to grow straight down and look like normal carrots instead of growing funky. I'm hoping that they're going to be a straight carrot. So that's an experiment as well. So this past year I've learned so much from what I did last year to this year, as far as what I'm growing and when I'm growing it. Like my Roma tomato, that plant's doing really well, and it pretty much did all fall into coming into winter, and it's still producing. I don't know if I showed you that. Let's go over here a minute. So you can see all the tomatoes. Now I've already picked about a dozen tomatoes that's inside. It looks like a bug got to that one right there. You can see, but it's still firm. But I've got a lot of them in there. Got some more coming down in there. You can see them. And I've got more there. Got 2 there, so they're doing well. So I think next year, because I tried them in the summertime and the bugs just ate them up. I had 24 tomato plants and I got like a dozen, maybe 2 dozen tomatoes at the most. So definitely going to do them come the end of summer. Like I think I planted, this came up, well, this was an accidental one that came up from a compost that I put in here. It was a seed, just a random seed that grew. And I did this in early September when I put the compost in here. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to plant the seedlings. I'm going to do starts in the garage, but I'm going to plant them in. And here's my last cauliflower that I've got growing, and it's looking really well. It's looking real nice. Nice big one. And I got a little one there. That's been a dwarf ever since the beginning. It's been growing the same length of time, and it's like not doing anything. So And then we have my lettuce. My lettuce is doing good. This is the first time I've had success with lettuce. So I'm going to be picking some lettuce today. I actually have a salad spinner that I ordered on Amazon, and it's coming in today, specifically because I want to make a big salad tonight. We have the kids coming over for dinner. So I want to make a salad out of this here, fresh salad. So I need a, I've been washing it and then putting it on a towel and tapping it dry. That's just a pain. So I ended up ordering a spinner. So hopefully that'll do well. Well, that's it, a tour of the garden. Doing really well. Like I said, it's December 29th, so we're supposed to be getting some really cold weather tomorrow, the next 2 days. Hopefully not a freeze, but I think everything in the garden, with the exception of the potatoes, will take a good freeze. Frost is no problem. Freeze, then you got to worry about it. And I'll just take these buckets into the garage. If we end up having a hard freeze, they'll just go in the garage for a day or two and then come back out. All right, well, I hope you like this little garden tour. Thanks for watching. I hope you watch this to the end. And if you would watch all my videos to the end, it really helps our algorithm for YouTube, and it pushes out my channel to more people. Plus, the views get recommended on my videos from YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it'd be a great time to subscribe to my channel. It's The First Time Gardener, and I'm learning and I'm trying to pass what I learn on to you. This is only I'm going into, spring will be my third starting season for growing a garden. So thanks for watching. I hope it wasn't too long of a video. If you would, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, like I said, if you haven't subscribed already. Ring that notification bell to let you know when we're uploading a video. And until we see you next time, take care, God bless, happy gardening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.